Okay, so as you can see, I am on fourth wall, orders, as you can see right there. So go back and we have nil, nil, and nil. Correct? You can see that as well as I can. We have today, nil, nil, and nil. 7 days. There we go. Now, I just received an email, and the email said, congratulations on your first sale. So here's the tricky bit. Yeah, watch. I'll refresh the page. There it is, it's refreshed. Nil, nil, and nil. Now, orders. There is orders. You haven't received any orders yet. So, methinks somebody's trying to fool Google. Makes you wonder. You see, I haven't been and had this shop long. And what you are seeing on screen is behind the screen, where you can create products you may like, etc. Now, sign out. And there we go. Just goes to show you, doesn't it? Now, back to my college course, which the next thing is this.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to download and install the 2 bits of free software that you'll need for this course. We'll be using other software later on in this course too, all of which is free and available whether you're using Windows, Linux, or a Mac. I'll be using a Mac on this course, but to get started, we're going to download and install the 2 bits of software in the video. We're going to be using Chrome as our browser for this course.
Yeah.
If you're used to a different browser, such as Firefox, Edge, or Safari, then you're welcome to carry on with that browser. But I'd highly recommend using Chrome, because then you'll see exactly what I'm seeing here on the videos. So to get Chrome, just type download Google Chrome into your search engine and click on the top result, and you'll get to this page. Click on the download button and then accept and install. That will then download the file to install Chrome, and then you just click on that and go through the installation process. I can't do that for you because I've already got Chrome installed, but it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, so now you've got a copy of Chrome up and running. We're going to install our second bit of software, which is Visual Studio Code.
Oh, I've got that.
This is our text editor that we're going to be using to write code on this
course.
Oh,
brilliant.
You can see what it looks like here.
So,
we've got some very nicely indented and coloured code.
Now, there we go. Visual Studio Code. So, yeah, I have it. Back to that.
There, and we can be writing code that looks just like that. As with Chrome, there are a number of different text editors out there. And if you use a different one and you like that, then feel free to stick with it. But if you've never used a text editor before, I recommend Visual Studio Code, as it's what I'll be using in the course, and you can download versions in Windows, Linux, or for the Mac.
I've never used Mac or
So to download it, go to code.visualstudio.com in your browser, or you can type something like Visual Studio Code download into Google. I'm working on a Mac, so the website's given me the option to download for the Mac. It just takes a few moments.
Anyway, this
Not
is
very
where
long.
I am, and these are what I've got to
Once
go through.
downloaded, you can go through the
Yeah.
installation process. I have a zip file which I just click on to extract. And then, when it's done, you should get the option to drag Visual Studio Code into your applications, which will then complete the install process if you're on a Mac, or you just click and go through the process if you're on Windows. Alright, now that's completed. I'm going to use Command Space on my Mac to open up Spotlight and just start typing Visual Studio
I
Code.
think
and
that's
it should pop
Command
up.
Space.
There it is. So we're just verifying the program file, which we've downloaded from the internet, and asked if it's okay to open. We know it is, so click Open. If you're working with Windows or Linux, the steps will be slightly different, but you just need to go through the installation process to install Visual Studio Code. This here's a very useful guide on keyboard shortcuts. I would recommend having a look at that. Shortcuts will save you a bit of time as you get more familiar with your coding.
Oh, right.
But there we go, you now have Chrome and Visual Studio Code. We'll start from an empty page in the next lecture by selecting New File. I'll see you there.
I see. So, yeah, it's Web Developer Course 3. And I'm just showing you what...
During the course, you'll
There's
probably
Rob.
have a few
That's
problems
Rob.
with your code. It won't work as you expect it to, you'll get bugs, and you'll probably be pretty frustrated. So I'd like to take a couple of minutes right now to show you how best to deal with those situations when they arise and how to...
So, yes.
So step 1 is debug your code.
So, yes. Now, you've seen, obviously, the instructor. Rob Percival is his name. And like I said in my earlier video, now I know that I'll be using, where is it? Visual Studio Code. So over the next weeks and months, each morning I will be going into Visual Studio and basically whatever he's asking me to do, I'll do, and then I'll tell you once I've done it and show you, and that way you get to learn what I'm doing. So this is the whole process with doing it on YouTube, so that as I learn, you learn what I'm learning, and that way you know, there may be somebody who wants to do, and it'll give them the right directions to go in to get that done. Because like I say, I'm behind time, but with now with Visual Studio Code, it's possible. See, the last one when I initially signed up was something called Sublime Text, and I have got that somewhere on the computer. Don't know where, but I've got it somewhere there. Anyway, these are all the things which I've spoke about because these are the things I have to do, and they will be done. And as soon as they are done, you'll know each like Python, JavaScript, the CSS, whatever that is, because I have no clue what this is, HTML, whatever that is, and go through each section one at a time, and hopefully one of those sections will help me to build better websites, for starters, verify each of the codes, and then we can kick off from there. So, and to all of you who doubt, well, I'm showing you it. So, the only person you're doubting is yourself at the end of the day. And to the person at the very beginning, believe their name was so-called Jody. But as you saw right at the beginning, there is no order from the shop. There's nothing. And I even refreshed the page. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching.